Alrighty then. Hopefully everybody's doing pretty good. Because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, well, not a whole lot. Just Runaway Bride. A 1999 film. They called it a screwball romantic comedy. Well, it's a love story too. So this writer lives in New York City. And, Roberts Marshall. And he learned of a woman that lived in a country town not too far away or far away. And he wrote a story about her. Turns out she had left 3 fiancés standing at the altar and run away. Now this New York journalist, Graham, writes the article about her, and she fights back and to the newspaper and talks about how bad he is and how awful he is, and he didn't get the story, so he got fired. That's because of a woman. I'm telling you. Always want to destroy everything. Anyway, so he walks around. They had the big scene in the office where he gets fired, and then one of the editors or the guy that's printing the paper told him to get revenge or get his, reputation back by going to the town and getting the whole story, the true story, and telling the truth. So Maggie owned the hardware store, so he pulled into town and Maryland, into this little town in Hale, Maryland, got himself a room at the local Fleabag Motel. It's probably the best thing there. And popped up and started doing investigations. And he went to the salon where she was getting the hair done. And he got his hair done. And they gave him colors. Lots of colors. So he walked around town with, colorful hair while he was doing this whole investigation, which makes it a part of a comedy. Turned out to be that, he found out that she actually run three brides. He went and found her parents' house, all of her fiancés, and the twist was that he tried to marry her after a while, because the hiking guy that she was trying to get married to, she run from him. Then she run from our author. She used a FedEx truck to get away, which is kind of interesting on how they did that. It turned out to be that, so he went back after he did the story, which was correct this time. But after running around one-on-one, watching her take care of the drunk dad that, always doing that, he put the wrong fuel in his car while he was driving around, and she went and borrowed some wrenches and fixed it. Yeah, I guess that'd be fun too. Then, they went all over the place and together after a while, and they had the one wedding where it was a big fancy one in the church, and she went out through the church, run over kids, and got away on a FedEx truck. Well, that's one shameless plug for FedEx anyway. Then, he wrote his story, he got it all right properly, and disappeared back to the city, and then, a little while later, he saw her creations in the stores, lamps and stuff out of normal everyday hardware stuff, and he smiled and laughed and went about his day. He had his job back, and she ended up in his condo up on the top floor, and she asked him to marry him, and at the end, all was well. They got married. So it turned out to be a pretty good, funny little movie. It's something that's good for date night. It's good for, just want something entertaining to watch while you cook dinner. It's a good movie. Paramount Pictures actually did a pretty good job on this one. The new ones Paramount Pictures is putting out aren't so good. We're going to talk about one of those pretty soon, too. I got to talk about that Academy one. And a couple others that I'm currently watching right now are just over the top stupid. Then they put it out in Canada. They put this thing, or they made this thing in the U.S. and Canada. And the Bella Vista Pictures, Paramount Pictures, they all were working on releasing this thing. So this thing was released on July 30th, 1999 to the United States. It ran 116 minutes. It is English. They spent $70 million on it. They did pretty good at the box office. $309.5 million at the box office. So they did a pretty good job. So, I guess Julia Roberts and Richard Gere actually brung the fans out to watch the movies, which turned out to be a pretty good little movie. I kind of liked it. But the concept of a runaway bride was I can't remember. It was based on a book, I think. But anyway, it was a pretty good show. It's worth watching. It's not something I wouldn't tell you to show to the kids. It's a pretty good, decent, wholesome movie that turned out to be about right. So anyway, take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Lights came up, my jaw just dropped. Wait, did that just happen? Rewind that logic, hit the brakes, for goodness gracious sakes. What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Let me break it down for you. Click that link for the review. Lights came up, my jaw just dropped. Wait, did that just happen? Rewind that logic, hit the brakes, for goodness gracious sakes. What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Let me break it down for you. Click that link for the review.